Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. We would really appreciate if you could recommend us to your friends and family as well as share information on social media. This way more people would learn about the podcast and truths about Russia's invasion of Ukraine. My name is Artem and here is the news. For 368 days, Ukraine stands strong against the forces of the Russian invasion. Yesterday, Ukraine marked the day of resistance to the occupation of Crimea, in honor of thousands of people who have gone out on this day in 2014 to peacefully protest against the Russian occupation of the peninsula. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky, in his evening video address, stressed that in 2014 Russian aggression began with the seizure of Crimea. It is logical that by liberating Crimea, we will put a historic end to any attempts by Russia to ruin the lives of Ukrainians and all the peoples of Europe and Asia that the Kremlin once claimed to conquer, stressed the president. Volodymyr Zelensky informed that he signed 3 decrees to impose new sanctions against Russia. In particular, they are aimed at those Russians who are involved in the abduction of Ukrainian children, representatives of the Russian sports sector who are trying to put sports in the service of aggression, and those who help maintain mercenary structures in Russia for the war against Ukraine and all free people. Minister of Foreign Affairs of Saudi Arabia Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud visited Ukraine on Sunday, reports Slovo i Dilo. This is the first visit of this level in the history of countries' bilateral relations. The minister met his Ukrainian counterpart Dmytro Kuleba, head of the President's Office of Ukraine Andriy Yermak, and President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky. According to Yermak, Saudi Arabia will supply Ukraine with an aid package worth $400 million, which consists of $300 million worth of oil products and $100 million worth of humanitarian aid. Explosions occurred at the Machulichi Air Base in Minsk Oblast in Belarus on Sunday morning, reports Ukrainska Pravda. According to Bipol Initiative, the front and central parts of the aircraft, the avionics and the radar antenna of the A-50 long-range radar tracking aircraft of the Russian Air Force were damaged as a result of 2 explosions. Head of the initiative, Alexander Azarov, claimed that the attack was conducted by Belarusian partisans with the help of drones. The operation was being prepared for several months. This aircraft arrived in Belarus on January 3, 2023 and made 12 flights from the local airfield. There are only 9 such aircraft in the Russian Air Force and only 6 of them are modernized. According to Belarusian media Belarusky Hayun, the cost of such an aircraft is $330 million. We are a commercial initiative of just 2 people, and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the apps, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better. The German government denies that Germany, together with France and the UK, have concrete plans concerning a defense pact with Ukraine, reports European Pravda, with reference to a German media outlet Tagesschau. A German government representative stated that the debates among Ukraine's partners concerning the security guarantees began a few weeks after the war started. But there has been nothing new in this discussion in the last few months. Earlier, the Wall Street Journal reported that London, Berlin and Paris offered that Ukraine makes an agreement with NATO, which will give it more access to Western military equipment, but at the same time suggests resuming peaceful negotiations with Russia. The agreement envisages cooperation that still will not guarantee NATO membership. At the meeting in Paris in the beginning of February, Emmanuel Macron, the President of France, and Olaf Scholz, the Chancellor of Germany, told Volodymyr Zelensky that he must consider the possibility of peaceful negotiations with Russia. At the same time, according to the German government representative, this issue was of no significance at the meeting in Paris. The American nonprofit organization Global Empowerment Mission plans to complete the reconstruction of Vokzalna Street in the city of Bucha, Kyiv region by the end of spring, where 110 houses will be overhauled, reports Ekonomichna Pravda. It was along this street that a 30-kilometer-long column of Russian vehicles trying to break through to Kyiv passed. As a result of active hostilities, most of the infrastructure was destroyed. Accordingly, some of the houses will be completely rebuilt. It is noted that the implementation of the project was made possible thanks to the financial support of the Howard G. Buffett Foundation. As a result of the actions of the Russian occupiers, the city of Bucha suffered infrastructural damages in the amount of 140 million US dollars. If you like what we do and would like to tip us, you can now do so directly to our PayPal. Check out the link in the description to this episode for more details. And as usual, you can subscribe to our Patreon. In gratitude for your help, we will give you access to a series of exclusive episodes on wartime life in Ukraine. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.